Hey, you're listening to The Introverted Vegan. My name is Leslie McCurchie, and I hope to inspire you as you follow along in my journey. If you'd like to join the community and get behind the scenes, you can join me at theintrovertedvegan.com. Otherwise, I hope you subscribe. Well, hello and welcome to episode 8. Today we're going to be talking about introverts and technology. I mean, how does that even relate? So, I personally cannot imagine life without technology. I'm a part of that new, strange generation that they named called the Xennial Generation. They named it between Generation X and Y, the years being 77 to 85, and it's those people that had an analog childhood and a digital adulthood. So you're not quite like a full millennial. Some people say I'm a millennial. I think my behavior indicates otherwise, but that's another conversation for another time. Just to give you an idea, so analog childhood, digital adulthood. Personally, I can remember at my great-grandmother's house, and this was a very small rural town, but they still had party line telephone. I remember black and white TV. I remember rabbit ear antenna. I remember having to play outside, using my imagination, riding bikes everywhere. Pre-computer, obviously pre-cellphone, VCRs, walkman. I remember my first boombox, cassette tapes, trying to record the radio, and those DJs always talked. They wouldn't talk for hours, and then your song finally came on, and you go to hit that little record button, and then they're gonna talk like 15 seconds into the song and just ruin it, and you have to wait until next time it's gonna be played. Who remembers that? I remember huge dinosaur computers. I remember dial-up internet. I remember my mom using our answering machine as a caller ID before that was a thing. Actual floppy disk. And so much more, I'm sure. Just to give you an idea. I still like to read actual books when it comes to creative writing. So if I have to get thoughts out of my head, or if I'm trying to be creative, I still need pen and paper. So it's a pretty good indication of how, quote unquote, old I am. So let's talk about introverts and technology, which is why we're here. So introverts and technology. Technology has changed many things, right? It's innovative. It is new. It's exciting. So it is so good for an introvert, though. And that's what I want to talk about today. So we're going to talk about a few things about me specifically. So one, I do prefer to write. We can take it back. Like, I've always liked cards. I always thought there was a card for everything, which makes sense now. I needed the words to say some of those things. I couldn't always say what I was thinking. A card just seemed to do the job. As I've gotten older and more authenticity came with that, it does get harder to pick out a card because it has to be perfect, and that gets harder to find. So thankfully, nobody really likes cards as much as I do, and I'm good. I digress. It does make sense. I like to write. So if I have anything difficult to say, or I want to gather my thoughts, then I like to write. Some people read that as like struggling to communicate. And I don't believe that to be true, but I do like to have the opportunity to keep my thoughts organized, be true to me, and get things out of my head, one, before I'm interrupted, or two, influenced. Because, as you learn, let's say if you're in the midst of an argument, once you hear the other person's side, the empathy part of me, we're going to talk about that in another episode, but then it starts changing my opinion, and that's not fair. So I like to get all my thoughts out. And so what a great time to live if you like to write. I mean, I have the ability to use Google to find an answer. There's live chat. If you need some help, you can send an email, book appointments online. I even chose the doctor I'm seeing right now because of that option in and of itself. Because I never want to pick up a phone to talk to anybody, and I don't want you to call me. So in the world where someone loves to write, this is such a great time. Number 2, talking to people. It's not that I don't like people. I really like people. I just don't like to talk on the phone. I don't like to talk on the phone to people. I don't like talking to dumb people. I don't like meaningless conversation. We've talked about that before. And that, in a nutshell, sums up a lot of conversations, right? Maybe that helps you understand a little bit more. And so the fact that technology gives me access to so many things and there's less people to talk to is simply amazing. Number 3, it's right in the palm of your hand. I literally have a mini computer with me at all times. I'm talking about my smartphone, and I'm an iPhone girl if you want to know. And it's truly a lifesaver. I can run my business. I can get on the internet. I can use it for GPS. I can order food. I can shop. I can pay my bills. I can deposit checks. I can watch TV. I can meditate. I don't know what I did before I had this phone. So I can do all of that without people. Again, that's pretty incredible. Music. There's a quote that I like. My sister actually made a painting that we have. It says, "Where words fail, music speaks." And that is always held true for me. And there's many, songs and lyrics that speak to me. If you've ever, is there a song that reminds you of something in your life that you can think of a specific moment even when you hear a song? So different times in my life, and technology allows me to have instant access to any music or genre that I want or need to fit any mood at any given time, which is truly some therapy. So introverts and technology, super powerful. How are you using technology to enhance your life so that you don't have to be burdened by any limitations of your personality? It's just a great time and a great opportunity for anyone. I appreciate you listening. Make sure you tune in next week to another episode, and be sure to check out our show sponsor at mindtoybox.com.